Hello there. For Explore 1 or part 1 of the lab, we had to blink the red LED on the board at a frequency of 10 Hz and a 10% duty cycle using the PWM um, pulse width modulation in the TPM module. So essentially what I have over here is I set up port 31 to TPM, which is the red LED, and I configured the TPM module, which is to pulse width modulation and edge aligned. Over here you see I set up the mod value to 37500, which is equivalent to 10 Hz if we use the highest scale prescaler value and we divide it with 128. The CNV has been set to 33750, which essentially would be the 10% duty cycle since the LED is active low. And as you see over here, the board blinks. The LED is blinking at 10 Hz. I do not have access to an oscilloscope right now to confirm, but theoretically this should make sense. Alright, so for part 2 or Explore 2, we were asked to make the LED dim and then bright again to an extent that it turns off and then becomes as bright as possible. I'd be using the LED on board. To achieve this, what I've done is essentially I've decreased the prescaler value to essentially 1, so it's instead of being divided by 128 as in part 1 or Explore 1, it's being divided by like 1, which pretty much means the frequency of the clock is 48 megahertz right now. Mod has been set to 0 FFFF, the highest value, and inside the while loop what I pretty much do is essentially incrementally increase the duty cycle of the CNV value and then decrease it, and then keep doing this inside a infinite loop. If we come look at the board here, let me focus, and you see that the LED is brightening. It gets brightened, and then it dims again and turns off. So from what I read from inside the data sheet, the lowest and highest values for TPM are logic low and logic high, which is essentially 0 volts and 3.3 volts. But the effective value, let's say if you have a 10% duty cycle, would be 10% of 3.3 volts, and so forth. Thank you. Alright, so for the intergroup component part, I did not have access to the solutions from my lab group, so I asked a couple of my friends, and basically looked at one of my friends, Nisha Toma's solution for the PWM lab. He pretty much has a similar solution to me. He has, except for the fact that he uses a bit, his looping construct's a bit different. But the overall generic idea of initializing the port, setting it to TPM, and configuring TPM is the same, and you then increase the CNV or the duty cycle and then decrease it periodically. Apart from that, I wanted to see a solution that implements a center-aligned PWM, but I could not find that for any of my friends' solutions. So yeah, mostly we all had these same stuff. Thank you.